Did something good happen to my brother who never wants to spend money? Hey, put your bag down first. No need to rush. Whatever. It's not heavy at all. Hadn't she complained a few days ago about how even a small umbrella was too heavy for her? Jinwoo raised an eyebrow but couldn't stop smiling. Did something good happen? Of course it did. His bank account balance had gone from 800,000 won to 180 million won. He earned 180 million won after selling the essence stones, and had already paid the landlord 500,000 won for the rent. Jinwoo had made 180 million won from just one raid. He had been a hunter for 4 years. Now he felt like a true professional because hunters were seen as wealthy these days. He remembered the face of an employee at the essence stone shop. Did you really get all of these on your own? The employee asked. Yes, he replied with a smile. The employee looked amazed. That's incredible. He had 49 C rank essence stones. They were valued at a little over 300 million won at first. 2 new taxes were that high. Is the tax 40%? Yes. Individuals pay 40% in taxes. But guilds only pay 10%. Because unlike smaller groups, guilds often have to help out when they're needed for big tasks. Jinwoo remembered how during the double dungeon incident, both the surveillance team and the White Tiger Guild had shown up together. Even though guilds got special treatment, they still had to work with the Hunters Association and the government. He thought about this a bit. Should I keep these essence stones and sell them after joining a guild? But he quickly decided against that idea. When he would join a group, he would be working on A or B level gates. The crystals from those gates would be much more valuable than those from a C level gate. Right now he needed all the money he could earn. I can't join just any group to pay fewer taxes. Understood. I'd like to exchange these, please. The remaining amount was 80,000 won. The fried chicken and beer were indeed for celebrating, just as Jaina had asked. Thanks for the food. Jinwoo flicked Jaina's forehead with his finger when she tried to sneak a can of beer. Take. Ouch. This is yours. He passed Jaina a soda. Geez. I was just joking while Jaina rubbed her red forehead. Jinwoo cracked open a beer and took a swig. Jinwoo heard a sudden ping and tensed up. Why was there a message now? A harmful substance has been detected. Buff detoxing has been activated. 3-2. Detoxing is complete. Was the system talking about alcohol? Jinwoo finished the rest of the drink, and opened another one right away. He took big gulps. Again he got the same message, a harmful substance has been detected. Buff detoxing has been activated. 3-2. 1. Detoxing is complete. He had already finished 2 cans in no time, but he did not feel drunk at all. The effector buff worked really well. What is this? Jinwoo wondered. He tilted his head in confusion. He had never met a hunter who could place buffs like that before. Most hunters with abilities like that were part of a guild. As part of the group he wouldn't meet anyone like that. If someone had given him this power without his knowledge, the system would have informed him. So there are 2 options: the power could have been added while he was unconscious, or long before the system started working. He personally thought it was more likely to be the latter. What's wrong? Was it something you ate? You should been more careful. Gina became worried at his serious expression. I just remembered something urgent. You keep eating. He went to his room. He thought back, going through all his memories in case he'd missed anything. Oh, something suddenly occurred to him. Every quest so far had rewards. Even quests with penalties had rewards. But there was one quest he hadn't checked the reward for. Jinwoo quickly opened the inbox. He had ignored this because he didn't know anything about the system or rewards back then. But he definitely got a message about finishing the requirements at the time. His heart started racing. He found the message near the bottom of his inbox. Congratulations on becoming a player. Jinwoo's voice trembled. Check. Ping. The system sent a few more messages. This system is here to help you grow as a player. If you do not follow the rules, there might be consequences. Your rewards have been sent, just as he expected. He had heard about some rewards before. The first time he heard a voice in the dungeon, it said you have met all the requirements to complete Secret Quest Courage of the Week. This was one of several quests he needed to finish, but he had never checked the reward. He thought he was hearing things before. If you do not follow the rules you might get in trouble. The rewards have been delivered. Would you like to check your rewards? Yes. Ping. Secret Quest Courage of the Week Completion Rewards. The Great Spellcaster Kendiaru's Blessing. The Great Spellcaster Kendiaru's was very impressed with your bravery, and gave you this special gift. Thanks to Kendiaru's blessing, you can live a strong and healthy life. May your days be bright. Temporary buff healing spirit, all injuries will heal. Long-lasting buff health and longevity, you won't get sick or suffer from harmful effects. Your healing gets much stronger when you sleep. It all makes sense now. My severed leg. The leg I lost was back to normal, because of the secret quest reward. He also didn't feel the effects of alcohol, because of it. Wait, am I immune to all poisons? Jinwoo's eyes widened in surprise. Then maybe that thing too. Jinwoo quickly grabbed an item from his inventory. Item Kasaka's Venom Gland Acquisition Difficulty. A category poison. This pouch contains refined Kasaka poison. Harvesting this from a Kasaka is very rare. Once you drink it, your skin will get tougher, but your muscles will be permanently harmed by the poison. Off Kasaka's armor scales decreases physical damage by 20%. Debuff damaged muscles strength 35. If strength is damaged by the poison, won't the detoxing buff counter it? There was only one way to find out. Jinwoo closed his eyes tightly and drank the potion from the pouch. He swallowed it quickly, even though it tasted bitter and unpleasant. He knew that the nastier it tasted the better, it must be working. After he finished drinking, a message popped up. A harmful substance has been detected. Buff detoxing is active. 3-2. Dupuk damaged muscles have been healed. Jinwoo shouted in excitement, and punched the air. He checked his stats to make sure everything was okay. Strength 53, Stamina 30, Agility 53, Intelligence 30, Perception 36, Physical damage reduced by 20%. His muscle strength hadn't dropped at all, just like he hoped. His stat was still 5d3, and now he could reduce his damage. It only worked for physical damage, but a 20% reduction was a big deal. Nice, he said to himself, happy about his new stats. Then he heard Gina's voice from the living room. Do you know a guy named Jinwoo Yu? She asked. There's a guy named Jinwoo Yu asking for you. His name is probably not Jinwoo Yu. Jinwoo walked to the living room and took the phone from his sister. This is Jinwoo Yu. Hi, this is Jinwoo Yu. He knew who it was. The voice sounded familiar. How did you get my number? I know someone from the group. You didn't answer your phone, so I had to call your house. What for? Oh, sorry. Boss, but this isn't something I can tell you over the phone. Can I talk to you in person? Jinwoo tilted his head. Does he really want to see me again, after what happened? I'd really appreciate it. Boss, Jinwoo was definitely one of a kind. Because Jinwoo kept asking, Jinwoo decided to give him an hour. Jinwoo agreed to meet someone at Cafe Bin, a popular cafe across the street from his apartment. Even though it was a weekday, the place was bustling with people right after lunch. Jinwoo waved and called out cheerfully, "Boss, over here." Jinwoo had increased his perception to the max before coming in, but hadn't detected any other hunters around. Jinwoo wasn't here for revenge. At least not as far as he knew. He didn't think he had done anything to make the new hunter angry with him. The new hunter sat opposite Jinwoo. I didn't think I was going to see you again, he said. Jinwoo's unfinished ice cream was still on the table. He got up and asked Jinwoo, "Did you order anything? Do you want some coffee?" "No thanks, I'm fine." Jinwoo sat down looking disappointed. Jinwoo spoke first. "So what did you want?" He was interrupted. He really did it. That's insane. Jinwoo looked to the side. 3 big tough-looking boys sat at a table near 3 girls, making a lot of noise. Jinwoo tried to focus on Jinwoo. "What did you want to suck? When did I do that? You're exaggerating because the girls are here. Talk you did. Hey, you want me to show them the pictures? Should I show them the evidence?"
Both the boys' voices and the girls' laughter were too loud. It was getting hard to have a conversation because of them, so Jinwoo had no choice but to quietly walk over to their table. The boys focused on Jinwoo. "Could you please lower your voices?" he asked.
"There are other people here too." One of the boys scratched his neck and nodded. "Oh yeah, we'll be quiet. So sorry." The girls laughed at him. Jinwoo looked at them silently for a moment before turning away. But as soon as he turned, something hit the back of his head. A crumpled napkin fell to the floor. "Ha ha ha. Stop that." The boys burst out laughing, while the girls acted annoyed. Jinwoo's face froze as he watched. "A boss?" Jinwoo picked up an unused spoon next to Jinho's ice cream and walked over to the counter. Look. He's going to tattle on us. Mommy, they're being too noisy. Please make them stop. They kept teasing Jinwoo. He walked up to a nervous store worker. How much does this spoon cost? I'm sorry, sir. We don't sell spoons here. It can't be more than 10,000 won, right? What do you mean? Jinwoo laid a 10,000 won bill on the counter and turned around. Sir. Jinwoo ignored the employee and walked straight over to the table of athletes. The boys stood up, noticing from Jinwoo's face that something important was about to happen. What's going on? What's going on? Everyone in the caf stared at them. Jinwoo showed them the spoon he was holding. The boys looked confused as Jinwoo started bending it. The spoon lost its shape in his hand. Their faces turned pale. Suddenly the object rolling on the table didn't look like a spoon anymore. It was a crumpled up steel ball. Oh! They swallowed nervously. That's not normal. He's a hunter. They looked at each other, and then the boy who had thrown the napkin at Jinwoo bowed first. I'm so sorry. The other boys bowed as well. We made a mistake. I am so sorry. The now pale-faced boys bowed several more times in apology, and then ran out of the caf with the girls. Whoa! The other customers were thankful because they'd also been inconvenienced by the loud teenagers. Jinwoo sat down again. Jinho looked up at him with respect in his eyes. You're really cool. Don't worry about that. Jinwoo brought the conversation back on track. Why did you want to meet me? Well, I thought about it a lot. I kept thinking about it over and over. I need to tell you something, Jinwoo said with a raised eyebrow. What is it? He asked. Jinho turned red and looked shy, but finally found the courage. I'm going to start a team. Jinwoo replied quickly. No thanks. Jinho looked surprised. Boss, you're saying no already? I don't need to hear any more. He was firm. It wasn't like Jinwoo didn't like Jinho. He might be a little strange, but he seemed pleasant and loyal. He was different from the stereotype of the super rich seen in the media. But Jinwoo had no intention of humoring the little master playing hunter. If you don't have anything else to say, I'm gone. Be boss. Jinwoo hurriedly grabbed at Jinwoo when he made to stand up. Boss, just 20 times. No, please go with me. 19 more times. Where? Dungeons. Yes. I'll pay you well. Jinho sounded really eager. Jinwoo found this weird. There are two main reasons someone becomes a hunter: money or feeling like they have to do it. Jinho didn't seem to care about either of those things. Maybe he thought being a hunter was just a super dangerous adventure. That's how Jinwoo saw Jinho. He found it surprising that Jinho wanted to start a team after the recent trouble. People are different, so maybe that's why. It was easy to imagine there being a rich kid who liked danger. Jinho's eyes showed he was very serious. Maybe he had something else planned. Jinwoo wondered what Jinho meant by 19 times more than anything else. He thought, if the last raid was his first and now he wants me to do 19 more. No way. Jinwoo quickly figured it out. He looked stunned. Are you thinking about becoming a guild master? He asked. Yes. He was glad he had not ordered coffee. If he had been drinking, he might have spit it out. You want to be a guild master? The thing is, it's a little complicated. Jincho turned even redder than before. Please just listen to me, boss. Jinwoo's curiosity got the better of him and he sat back down. Fine. I'll listen. Besides, Jinwoo had promised to give him an hour and that time wasn't up yet. He should at least hear what Jinho had to say. Jinho quickly sat back down across from Jinwoo. Like you said, I want to get a guild master's license. It wasn't hard for someone to get a guild master's license. A hunter needed to join at least 20 raids. After that they could take a simple test to get their license. No one would want to be in a guild led by someone who wasn't very good at their job. The guild wouldn't survive unless it kept enough members. Jinho went on. Truth is, Jinwoo, my father plans to form a guild. The Yujin Construction Guild. Yes. Yujin Construction was one of the biggest building companies in South Korea. They grew fast by expanding into new areas and had recently made a lot of money getting into businesses related to hunters. Now they wanted to start their own guild. Jinwoo showed interest, so Jinho excitedly explained more. My dad wants to start a big group by recruiting strong hunters and running businesses related to hunting through it. If a company wanted to do any kind of hunter-related business, they would need to work with guilds. Big guilds are important because they help gather valuable items like magic stones, parts of magical creatures, and other treasures from high-ranking gates. So he wants to create a company that can support itself. Exactly, boss. Since Yojin Construction has enough money, forming its own guild wouldn't be a problem. The issue was about who should lead. My dad wants to run the guild like a business by hiring an S-rank hunter as the leader, and making my older brother the second in charge, Jinyo explained. Jinwoo understood what Jinyo meant. If the guild was set up that way, it could become unstable. The guildmaster is in charge of the entire guild. Even if the guildmaster was originally hired by the vice-master, they could still take control during an argument. Because of this, there was only one way for everything to work out. Hire someone you trust completely, like a brother or son, to lead your group. For Chairman Myung-han Yu, this person was his son Jinyo Yu. He said, my older brother is already famous, so it would be hard for me to become the leader. The company made a lot of money for my brother's idea to expand into businesses related to hunters. Jinyo's brother was already a successful 31-year-old businessman. On the other hand, even though he had become a D-rank hunter, Jinyo was still just a 22-year-old college student. The chairman wanted his eldest son to run the guild. Jinyo's brother couldn't become the guild master because he wasn't a hunter, but he knew the business well, and had already shown he was good at it. The chairman seemed okay with taking that risk. And you want to convince your dad to make you the guild master? Yes, boss. Jinhoo understood why Jinhyo was working so hard to get him involved in his plan. If he hired a top-ranked hunter and got the guild master's license, people might think he just bought his way to the top. But if he worked with Jinwoo, who seems like a lower-ranked hunter, but is actually much stronger, he could change his father's opinion of him. Jinyo's dad saw that he could become a great leader of the hunters. This was Jinyo's plan. Once he became the head of the group, all he needed to do was find a very strong hunter to be his second in command, and bring in other skilled hunters. People would feel safe joining if either the leader or the second in charge was really powerful. To make this happen, Jinyo needed to finish 20 big missions. Please help me, boss, Jinyo said, bowing his head. If Jinyo hadn't been there, Jinyo might have died on his first mission. He was tested twice, once by the spider and once by Dongsuk. He needed someone strong he could rely on. I can trust him. Jinwoo was a skilled hunter. He was strong and could defeat his enemies easily, but he was also fair. He didn't hurt anyone who wasn't a threat, and he only took what he had earned. Jinwoo was exactly the kind of person Jinhyo needed for his plans. But Jinwoo didn't need Jinhyo. Jinwoo asked, "What do I get out of this?" Jinho looked up with hope in his eyes. He pulled out a large envelope and handed it to Jinwoo. Inside was a blueprint of a building. "This is the building that will be our new guild offices," Jinho explained. "It's expected to have a worth of more than 30 trillion won. There's always a chance that magical creatures might escape from dungeons, even when the association controls the gates. Because of this, property near an association branch or a guild is very popular, since nothing matters more than keeping people safe. Even having a small guild nearby helps ensure safety for everyone in the area. And if there was a large guild nearby, say no more. If I become the guild master, I'll only use the building for a year until the guild is settled in, and then transfer the deed to you. Of course I'll have it notarized so no one can say anything later. A 30,000 won building for 19 C rank raids." Jinwoo grinned. "Are you saying you only care about being in charge?" "That's right, boss." Jinho learned one thing from his first raid: anything can happen in a dungeon. If you hire someone who isn't good at their job, you could be in big trouble. If he hired a famous hunter, his father wouldn't trust him. But Jinwoo was different. He was an E-rank hunter who had managed to defeat a 3-rank boss and several 3-rank hunters without any injury to himself. The boss they would face would probably be at least a B rank, or maybe even stronger. Having Jinwoo with them would make tackling 19 3-rank missions seem easy. Becoming the club leader would be worth 3,000 won. All he needed was a yes from Jinwoo. Would Jinwoo say no to this offer? Jinhyo glanced at Jinwoo, nervously waiting for his answer. Jinwoo was deep in thought. 3,000 won. That was an amazing amount of money. If you think about it, the first prize in the lottery was 500,000 won. To get that much money, you would have to win 20 times in a row. Also, the value of the building would keep going up over time. This amazing situation would have a typical hunter signing the contract immediately, but Jinwoo was far from typical. He was unique because he could improve his skills in ways others couldn't. If he kept completing quests and leveling up, he could become an S-rank hunter, or even higher. If I become an S-rank hunter, 30 trillion won wouldn't mean much to me. An S-rank hunter could get a contract worth hundreds of millions, or even billions of won. Even famous actors or athletes couldn't match the signing bonuses S-rank hunters received. This was a time when a country's strength was based on the number of top hunters they had. These rank hunters were so famous that their reputation was unmatched. For Jinwoo right now, his focus was on getting stronger, not earning money. It was simpler to level up by himself. Things were easier when there were fewer things to worry about. When hunting with others he would get less experience. And it was harder to act when someone was watching him.